Hey there. Today I'm going to show you how to integrate GitHub with Microsoft Teams in order to get pull request notifications. So on the Microsoft Teams workspace here, you have this apps sidebar, and then you search for GitHub here. You can choose either of these, I think, but just to be safe, I chose GitHub notifications. Click on open and choose a channel of your choice. You can choose different channels later on. Once you've done that, you'll receive this message from GitHub with a list of commands. And once you click on advanced subscription commands here, you can also see some other commands that are pretty useful. So first you can do like GitHub notifications, subscribe, the org that you're on, and the repo that you want to subscribe to. And then that'll basically subscribe you to all of the events for that repo. So say issues, when someone creates an issue, pull requests, commits, comments, releases, deployments, and all of that. It's handy, but it is noisy. So we want to unsubscribe to all of those. So unsubscribe, org, and then repo, and then that unsubscribes us to all of those events because we only want pull request notifications. So to do that, we just tag GitHub notifications, subscribe, org, repo, and then pulls. So this is the event that we want, and it's only going to filter for pull requests. And this is what the message looks like. So when you open a pull requests, it sends you a message here, and once you close it, it updates it on the same card, which is neat. But the only issue here for me, and it's not the only issue, but one of the issues is that when you approve a PR or when you request changes, it doesn't change the status here. It still says opened, and it doesn't send a message here. So it's not syncing the PR to Microsoft Teams with the latest status. And I also commented on the PR. You can see here, there are 2 comments, but there's only one message here. And this comment is basically from a comment I made on Microsoft Teams and not from the GitHub PR. So comments on the GitHub PR don't end up here. So they can stay out of sync, which is fine. It works. So you can see all the open PRs. That's good. I am going to show you a better alternative to this. So there's an app called Pull Notifier, which I'm going to show you later on. How it's way better, has more customization, has way tweaking for you and your team to get better alerts and actionable alerts right on Microsoft Teams. I'm going to show you that later. But for now, I'm going to show you more of the GitHub app features. So you can unsubscribe here again because we're going to try out like only filtering PRs with a specific label. Say, for example, we want to subscribe to pull request notifications with the label important. Okay, so to do that, we first unsubscribe to all the notifications because we set it up here, and then subscribe to it using this syntax: subscribe, org, and then the repo plus label and the label that you want. I have all the cheat sheet here. I'm gonna link it down below. It's not letting me open, but I'm gonna link the command cheat sheet below to make your life easier. But also another inconvenient thing here is that when you subscribe to a label, it subscribes you to all of the events in that repo again. So it subscribes you to issues, pulls, commits, and everything. So there's no way to just choose a label and choose pull requests. You have to subscribe to it and then unsubscribe manually to all of the events that you don't need. So to do that, you have to do unsubscribe, org, repo, issues, commits, comments, and all of the other events that you don't want. And it shows up like this. You only get shown or you get alerted when a PR has the label important. That's cool. We also have scheduled reminders. So you send a message to GitHub notifications, say schedule, and then your org name, and then it'll send you a message here, and then you can create new reminders from this message. So this is actually a pretty cool feature. You can select the date days, like for example, weekdays or every Wednesday, for example, and then the time and the time zone, and then receive reminder for like only selected teams, for example. And then cool thing is you can select a repo. So you can select repos and then also choose to ignore drafts. You also have a minimum staleness setting, and then you can also ignore certain labels, certain terms, and also filter by label again. And that's pretty cool. So in reality, you would have like different channels for different teams, and then you subscribe to different repos. You can also choose to filter by label, and then you can schedule reminders here. And that's it. It is a bit of a setup, but I guess once you have that setup, you have these good enough notification system. But I am going to show you a better alternative, and that is Pull Notifier. So all you need to do is same thing, go to the App Store, search for Pull Notifier, and then add it to your team, click connect, and then it'll easily guide you through the onboarding. Okay, so the cool thing here with this tool is, say for example, someone opens a PR. It sends you this very minimal message like that has all the details that you need. So compared to this GitHub message that looks quite bulky, you receive this minimal message. You have the dev stats, you have the commit message, you have the PR link, you have the avatar of who's doing it. And then if you comment or even request reviews on that PR, it also stays in sync with this Microsoft Teams message. So you get the message alert here, and then your teammate who you requested a review from gets tagged, and they get alerted that their review is requested. So any actionable event on the PR, you also get notified. For example, when someone requests changes on your PR, you get tagged, and then the status of the message changes in place, and then get a comment, get a link, and then once your PR has been approved, you also get tagged, and the status of the message also changes. So you can see from a glance that your PR has been approved. You go and do that, and then merge that, and then your message also gets updated to merged, and that's way better than what the GitHub app does. So all your PR's latest status is synced on this channel. You can quickly see from a glance which PRs are open, which ones need to be merged, and all that. But what I really love about this tool is that on their portal, so this is the Pull Notifier portal, you can easily map like repos to Microsoft Teams channel. There are a couple of more settings here. For example, if you want to map labels and authors, so for example, if this specific author created the pull request, send it over to the DevOps channel, for example. So a lot of complex mapping is possible here. You also have more control on scheduled reminders. So you have a reminder here. You can select the repo, you can select the Microsoft Teams channel, select a time and schedule, and you can select the approval threshold. There are also more customization settings here. Like you can choose to show diff stats like the number of lines and files changed. You can also choose to mute certain comment authors. For example, if a bot like CodeRabbit, Vercel, or other AI code reviewers, you want to mute all of those, you can choose to mute that here. You can also mute certain comments by their comment body contains deny list. You can also mute authors from like Dependabot. You can also choose to target a branch to mute here. So there are a bunch of other customization settings here to make the app very personalized to your team, which is so useful, and it's been a game changer for our PR review alerting system. So that's mostly it. Thanks for listening. Hope this helped, and see ya.